All right, welcome, welcome. Yay. We are at 20 questions. Today's guest is Christina Hylton. This is episode 4, and we're so thankful that you chose to watch. So, just to do a little explanation, I am Gina, and I am going to be asking Christina 20 questions. We thought it would be a fun way for her customers to get to know her better. Also, a great tool for future customers, right? As we have new appointments for people to get to know Christina. And then also for our consultant family, as we're growing our national area to get to know the rising leaders. So multi-purpose. Don't we love it when there's more than one purpose happening to products or to videos? So, all right. So we're going to dive right in. Christina, the very first question is, what is your personal life like? Where do you live? Married, kids?
Yes, I live in Richmond, Virginia, just south of the city in the county. And I'm married for 16 years to David. We have 3 kids. Connor is 11, Wesley's almost 7, and Nora is 2. And
So
that's
awesome. You know what? We were wondering whether we should say this, but I think we should say this, that right now Christina's in the basement, and this is actually take 2 of the video, because when life is that crazy world of those ages of kids, those who have them know, we tried trial 1 in the car, right? So it was like we got to find our ways to escape, but we're problem solvers. The car didn't work. The Wi-Fi wasn't good. So she ran to the basement, and so we have this, and I love it. I think it is real. It is like this, it's the epitome of like we figure it out forward to success. I love it. So what did you do before Mary Kay?
Before Mary Kay, I was a newspaper editor, worked at the newspaper in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Awesome. All right. And then we're one of the most beautiful newspaper editors ever, I must say. And then what was going on in life when Mary Kay found you?
I will say I didn't look like this when I worked at the newspaper, but I was, when Mary Kay found me as a customer, I was working, it was my first job out of college, and I had just gotten engaged, and I met you at a bridal show the year before we got married to talk about wedding makeup. So, then,
Awesome.
yeah. And then as a consultant, it was a few years later, and I was still at that newspaper, but at a different time of life. We were married by then, but the company that owned the newspaper was trying to cut corners. It was 2007, and when people left their job or their office for whatever reason, the company was not filling those positions. They were instead moving that work around to the rest of us. So I was working longer hours and was there till like 7 or 8 o'clock at night some nights, and for the same amount of pay, of course, no pay
Of
raise.
course.
And so, yeah, that's where I was at the time
Okay.
that we talked last about Mary Kay.
Yeah. Okay. And then what were you enjoying about what you did?
Like I said, it was my first job out of college, so I liked the camaraderie of the coworkers that I was with. We were all about the same age, and just it was fun. And then I also liked the technical aspects of putting the newspaper together. And I actually laid out the newspaper, and I edited stories, and so it was fun to make that all fit into work. And it was new every day, and it was
That's cool.
that.
And Christine and I were also talking, we prep for things like this, just that, at different phases and seasons of our life, how we can use our skills, at different areas. And so just it is fun to explore things that you love, about newspaper and rearranging and all of that, right? How you can apply it to what you do now. So, all right. So what were your thoughts about Mary Kay before being involved with the company?
Well, as a customer, when I first met you, I didn't know much about Mary Kay at all. I think I had a friend in high school whose mom used Mary Kay, but I mean, we didn't talk about it. So I didn't know a whole lot about Mary Kay at all. And then as a customer, I was introduced to everything, and I really enjoyed when you would come over with the products and got to try them on before I bought, and getting my friends together. I remember having a pedicure party one time at our house in Lynchburg, and it was just so much fun to have that experience that with my girlfriends. So
I love it. I remember all that. It's like yesterday. crazy how time flies by. Because it's been, how long have you been married? Did you say
Married
that? 16 years.
16 years. And I just celebrated 13 years with Mary Kay in March. So yeah, it's crazy.
I love it. Okay. And then how did your thoughts and feelings either evolve, grow, change as you got to know the company more or the people more?
I definitely grew. My respect for the company grew. And before I even said yes to the business, I had respect for the company, and it just through everything that I had learned with you, and just really appreciated that. But then after I became a consultant, uh, I read the autobiography that Mary Kay wrote, and just learned from some great people, and just really got a lot of respect for Mary Kay Ash herself, and then for the company as a whole. And just the sisterhood with Mary Kay is just one of a kind. I just love the sisterhood that we have.
That's cool. I love that it just everything kind of deepened what you experienced as a customer. How because every little encounter, I remember, meeting you for like quick lunches, remember at the bookstore or the pedicure party, and each time you get to know not only each other more but the company more. So it kept getting deeper and deeper on the customer level and on the consultant level. But you were willing to learn and listen too. I mean, you were a great team player. I loved calling you and, hey, can you help me out with another goal? And you always said yes. I mean, you're a great team player, but look how it's blessing you, right? In return. It's just, I love it. Wave on wave. So, okay. So what is one of your favorite products and why?
I had to think about this question because I love all of Mary Kay's products. I've been using them for at least 13 years, only Mary Kay. But I really, especially recently, found an appreciation for our 3D foundation. It's amazing. And I'll put it on half my face first and just look in the mirror, and it's crazy what a transformation it is.
I love that you do before and afters as you get ready in the morning. That is awesome. That foundation is good. It is fantastic. Everyone should try it for sure. I love it. Okay. And then, so your reason why is hello before and after every morning. Okay. So Mary Kay has some solid beliefs. We've actually put them into an acronym, which is BELIEF. But they weren't numbered 1 through 6 by Mary Kay Ash herself, but just overall, we are definitely based on these solid core beliefs. And so I'm going to go through them really quick for the sake of the viewers who watch the recording. Those who have been to appointments may know them already. But I'm going to ask you which one moves you the most and why. So they spell out the word belief. So B stands for the beautiful potential inside each woman, and there's seeds of greatness to be drawn out. And the E is the educational philosophy that we teach our way, share our enthusiasm about the products that we use. The L is love and golden rule, that it is a service company based on customer service, treating others how we would want to be treated. I is important priorities. We put God first, family second, and career third. The next E is enriching women's lives, which really happens through the customers, through the products, the consultants, through the business opportunity, but even outside the company of enriching women's lives through the Mary Kay Foundation, which the two causes are to end women's cancers and domestic violence. And then the F is financial freedom, which basically when Mary Kay designed the company, some people do it part-time for a little side money, but it is a potential for a career, to have a career level income and do either one of those without sacrificing your values. So which one speaks to you the most and why?
I would have to say I right now, the important priorities with God first, family second, career third. Not only personally, but I've just seen that locally, but also all the way up through corporate, the God first philosophy. So I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And I know you have said that you've experienced much personal growth because of that. So that's so cool. So what is your goal short term? So it could be month, quarter, 6 months out, whatever.
Well, very short term, our star consultant quarter ends in just a couple weeks, and I'm very practical. earn it every quarter. I earn a prize, and I'm always very practical. But I just realized a couple weeks ago that pots and pans is one of the prizes, and we are in desperate need of some pots and pans. So that is my practical goal for September 15th.
Awesome. Cool. And then a little short term beyond?
Well, by December, my goal is to be a car driving director, which means moving up into leadership with Mary Kay. So that's my goal.
Yeah. And it's the twofold. Star Consultant has to do with sharing the products, right? And you are fantastic. You wear and you share and care. And then, the car driving leader is passing it on and sharing it with others. And Mary Kay Rewards with cars. I mean, my goodness, how exciting is that? So yeah, we see you in that car for sure. All right. What made you nervous or anxious during your first steps as a new consultant?
It was a lot of years ago, but I think it was probably meeting people because that was so out of my comfort zone. When I worked at a desk. I didn't interact with the public. When I started, I worked nights, so I really didn't interact with the public. And it just meeting new people was it was a lot out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah. And does that still make you nervous at all?
Only working up that 10 seconds of courage or 3 seconds of courage to say, hey, but really now it's more of I get to meet a new friend maybe, and just really meeting new people and expanding my circle. So
yeah, I love it. To see what would have been strangers before, and now you're looking at it as these are friends that could be great friends, and it warms the heart before you even start it. Not even to an actual stranger. Isn't that funny? Could be a coworker or a neighbor, but it's kind of strange that you don't really know them that well until you do gather around the table. So, all right. Well, the good news is it's halftime. That was question number 10. Okay, so question number 11 would be approximately how many customers do you have?
Well, over my 13 years, my customer database that I have is more than 600 people in it. But really, my consistent customers are about 150. So.
Incredible. That is from the person who was scared to meet someone. I mean, that you have met 600 plus people over your career. That's insane. I mean, if I would have told you that when you started, you probably would have turned around and ran.
Probably.
You're like, see ya, this is not what I want to do, So, but it happened. That's an amazing success right there, I love it. So, what big dream do you have, or what's your motivation to work your Mary Kay business?
It's really twofold, my dream and my motivation. First is to lead a group of women, help to empower them to really live their best lives, not just a great Mary Kay business, but just to be all that they can be. And then the other part of that would be to enrich my family's lives and show my kids that you can do whatever you want to do. You just pick yourself up and keep going, and just be that example for them.
That's awesome. And the next question is, did you have that dream before being a consultant?
No, not at all. That was not even on the horizon. I was very small thinking. My thought for becoming a consultant was I could get my products at half price, and this could possibly be a plan B, depending on, because I was still working. I did not quit my job at the newspaper. In fact, when we moved to Richmond a few months later, I got another job at another newspaper here. So it wasn't my plan A out the gate. So
yeah. Awesome. And it's so people oriented. I mean, again, from being scared to meet people, that now you're driven by this vision of helping empower people in general, to live their best lives. I love it. So there are a variety of reasons that cause people to hesitate from signing up. So what almost held you back from saying yes?
Well, I think I really held myself back for the first few times that you asked me, because it just wasn't a good time in my life. I just didn't feel like I needed or wanted anything more. But then when I said yes, I felt like I had learned everything that I needed to know, and I've got a visitor.
It's okay. It's all good.
And by that time, I was like, well, you know what? Why not? Just give it a try. So,
right. Yeah. That's so funny because you're like so matter of fact about it right now. Like, oh yeah, I had learned, and you built that trust and you built the relationship and you had learned about Mary Kay over the years that I had shared with you. But I remember it wasn't like a quick decision, Christina, like we talked and you wanted to make sure it was good. But I also had a big goal. You were one of the very final people when we were earning our first pink Cadillac. Again, I didn't think about this till now, but that just shows your team player. You know what I mean? Like you have always been, and it just comes back into your life. You reap what you sow. And so that's just, you just see it in action in your life. It's okay. I mean, the people who watch know there's background noise. I mean, is it all of them? Did they all come down?
Just one.
Wow, Nora's loud. That's so funny. She sounds like the whole troop. That is so funny. Well, let's see. There's a few more questions. So we're on question number 15. So what has surprised you about your personal Mary Kay journey? Does she want to sit on your lap? Would that help?
I don't know. Okay. She wants to get down.
Mommy, get down.
Okay. Here.
Mommy,
So the thing that surprised me most is my personal. I don't know what she wants. Do you want to get down? Mommy.
He got it. Husband to the rescue. Did he come down to get her? I love it. It's real life. This is what we do. Seriously, this is how we do our jobs. And it's only now that things are recorded and zoomed and virtual that people see in. I love it. I love it because it really, that's how we operate. But you keep moving forward, right? I mean, it's a team thing.
Keep going.
It's all good. It's all good. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know me, I have 5 kids. So I get it. So, okay. So what has surprised you about your personal Mary Kay journey so far?
My personal growth, really. I'm a completely different person than I was 13 years ago. And also my spiritual journey. I didn't think that would be a byproduct of Mary Kay.
Yeah. And that was one of your favorite, the God first, family second, career third. Love it. So, okay, so that was more about your personal growth. What about the opportunity in general, the company? What blew you away about that you didn't know?
Just their real support of us as the sales force. Mary Kay is one of those companies where the more you get to know corporate and the company in general, the more you love and appreciate them. Unlike some jobs where, for instance, my husband has worked, that the more you get to know them, the less you appreciate them or respect them. Mary Kay is really just a great company to be a part of because of how much they care about us. And yeah.
I love it. It is true. When the inner workings for a lot of places, not just even in just in general, in a lot of places, the more you see the inner workings. But yeah. Okay. These are fun. Oh, I think they're all kind of fun, but these are on a different level of fun. So what advice would you give to a new customer?
Really, for new customers, just be open to your consultant. Don't take away any preconceived notions that you may have about Mary Kay or direct sales in general, and just be open to what your consultant has to share with you. And then also, let her know any skin issues that you might have, and really just be upfront about what you're looking for or what your skincare needs are, because we can help.
Totally. I think you really nailed it because sometimes, I've been with people or maybe on TV or a commercial or something. And I'm like, we have something that does that. And I'm like, really? Or, oh, I thought I had to call a dermatologist about that. And you're like, hello, we've got it right here, So maybe the preconceived notion that oh, you're just, I don't know, basic or whatever. Like, no, this is a wide array of products. So that was a good tip. Okay. What advice would you give to a new consultant?
To listen to your director and those mentors in Mary Kay, because there's good mentors. They know what they're doing, and just immerse yourself in Mary Kay. Read the autobiography and listen to. There's so much that you can listen to and watch on the consultant website. So just get involved.
Yeah, it's overall growth for sure. So why do you stay in Mary Kay?
I just love it. I love the products. I love the culture. I just can't imagine myself not in Mary Kay.
Right. Culture is the word. And the last question, what is one of your favorite quotes or mantras?
I have two. I left the other one back on the couch. First, do it now. Din din. Do it now. Do it now. That was something that Mary Kay put in place. And every time I'm trying to I think, oh, I'll just wait. Nope, do it now. Just do it now.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a Bible quote, Bible verse. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you.
Very good. On the spot when it was behind you. That's one of your favorites when you can just whip it out. So that's awesome. I love that. Very good. You did fantastic. We're at 21 minutes. I mean, my gosh, that was the kind of the goal, like 20 questions in 20 minutes. You nailed it. And we had a special guest surprise appearance on top of that. So that was really cool. So scrolling across the bottom, you can see bff.net.in/questions. So that is a great way to support Christina because for us, it's all about exposure and we don't know who got to watch unless you go to there and just ask a few questions. You guys, it's simple, easy questions, like done in a snap. And Christina just went through 20 of them. So, I mean, you could do a few, but it really does help her with her weekly sharing goals to know who gets exposed. We track and we give prizes and recognition when consultants like Christina exposes to products, but then also exposes to things like this, like her story and more. So we're so thankful you guys watched. Christina, thank you for sharing so people could know more about you. You did great. And we can't wait to see on the survey those who watch. All right.
Thank you.
Signing off. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.